This one goes out to dads in the middle of a divorce. It's Finn versus History. I'm with Horatio Gould.
Don't be Göring.
And we're talking about Hermann Göring. It's a Nazi week. Rejoice. Thank the Lord. I'm in my safe space. 1940s Germany. Have a look around.
Yeah.
There's a cornucopia of things to do. What's going on over there?
I mean, this is the spin-off side series, Nazis, right? If Hitler's the main show. Mm-hmm. This is sort of what was the Joey spin-off?
Oh, yeah. What was the Joey?
Was it Joey?
It was called Joey, wasn't it?
It was just called Joey. Well, yeah, he would, in the TV show,
yes,
Göring would be the first one to get a spin-off, probably.
I think he's probably the most charismatic Nazi. Yeah. He's Hitler's fat best friend.
Yeah.
Every rom-com needs a fat best friend.
Yeah. He's got the most riz, I think, of the Nazi
100%.
hike.
100%.
Yeah. He's a glutton, which adds a lot because the combination of being gluttonous and Nazi is like the cold, methodical discipline of a lot of Nazis.
Not Göring.
Not Göring. He's like evil and fat.
Yeah, it's glorious. He's, if the Nazis are the seven dwarves, Göring's the happy one. Hermann Göring and the Luftwaffe. This is a 3-part series. Next episode, we'll be doing the Battle of Britain and the Blitz. And we'll be joined by Al Murray, an actual historian.
Well, yeah.
Terrifying.
The spirit medium between the two worlds.
Yes,
history and comedy.
Will the streams cross?
Yeah.
But today we're talking about Hermann Göring, the fat Nazi. I never heard him speak, but in my head he sounds like Gunter from The Simpsons. Don't you know I'm full of chocolate?
Don't tickle me, old fart.
Second only to Adolf Hitler in the hierarchy of Nazi leaders.
In the hierarchy of people you admire most.
In my ideal dinner party, he's the second person I'm putting down.
Dream blunt rotation. I think there's probably a photo of your dream blunt rotation. It's just Nazi high command.
Yeah, just get up. Just get the three of them up. Just get Göring, Himmler, Hitler, and Albert Speer at the Berchtesgaden and go, yeah, that's my five-a-side team right there. Göring's in goal.
Of course. You put the fat lad in goal.
Fat lad in goal. There we go. Dream blunt rotation. Hitler's henchman.
Yeah.
Now, Göring, very intelligent man. Yep. Not my words. Not my words. He was the highest ranking Nazi to stand trial in Nuremberg.
He saw through a lot of bullshit, this guy.
He saw through the bullshit. He saw 1930s Germany. Let's just cut the crap.
Let's cut the crap.
Them. Bin. That lot in the bin. And them.
He made a lot of tough decisions that needed to be made.
He was a can you implement the ideas of Hitler?
Yeah.
Göring can.
Yeah.
This is a man who, when the Nazis form government, Hitler gives him a minister without portfolio. And what does he do? He sets up the Gestapo.
He gets a portfolio.
I'll tell you, I'll find a fucking portfolio. It's called the Gestapo. Imagine, we have ministers without portfolio, like Michael Gove.
What does that mean?
It means you're just in the cabinet because you're a good chap.
Okay.
But you don't have a particular role.
So just personality hire?
Basically.
Yeah.
It's more just
like Michael Gove.
Someone to sound off.
Let's get that guy. I mean, old sniffy Gove.
It's more like Gove's been, he's been across all the briefs.
Yeah.
We should have him in the room.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be in charge of anything in particular.
Sure.
Göring's in the room, being like, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start What about Gestapo?
He is Augustus Gloop, because I think probably the funniest fat people are German. It does.
Fat German Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah.
The triumvirate.
Yeah, it is. The Holy Trinity.
Fat German Nazi.
In terms of comedy, I don't think you can get better than fat German Nazi.
But it is, every country, it's funny having fat versions of them, but German, for some reason, it just...
The language coming out
the
of
red cheeks, the
pork obsession,
the slight kind of campness.
Yeah, Morty. Yeah, no, it is.
For some reason,
the Chinese fat people are very satisfying.
Very for sure.
Rub their belly, squeeze their cheeks.
But it just makes you feel, that just feels satisfying. It's not making me laugh in the same way.
No, a fat German person running away. Nein!
Also, Lederhosen.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably as funny an outfit as
they look like big babies. They look like big babies.
Seems like Göring loved everything. Well, not everything.
You know what? This man loved life.
He genuinely.
He had a passion for life.
Joie de vivre.
He had a joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre.
He loved the finest of things in life. Hitler was, of course, more of an ascetic man. He spurned. He's vegetarian. Supposedly sexless, if you'd like to believe the revisionist tripe that Channel 4 put out
more
these days.
More stoic.
Yes, he's a stoic.
Yeah.
But he also embodied the struggle of the nation, famously.
His words.
His words. I'm quoting. I must stress that a lot of the times I'm quoting, but I don't say I'm quoting. Your Honour.
We might have to edit in air quotes for you. We might have to do these big,
just get to the end of the record. We do some pickups. Yep, Finn, just do this 6 times. But as in Hitler was, he was a health obsessive.
Yes.
Göring was a cream bun obsessive. He loved, never, get a photo of him up when he's at his fattest, Charlie.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever looked like they enjoy profiteroles more. There, look at that one there on the top screen. That's crazy. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, he's loving it. Oh,
he's
yeah.
fucking. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Standing to attention. He's almost like a capital D shape.
That's the thing about the German fatness is it's a round. So I feel sometimes British fat people, there's a sloppiness there.
Oh, yeah.
The German, it's the tight belly.
There's a shape.
Yeah,
because
it's the Pilsner.
It's Pilsner and it's pork.
Yeah.
And, I think we've said this before, but there is it's also in the Göring's case, it's hard drugs.
Yes.
But you can be fat in a graceful way, in a cartoonish way, and you can be fat in a way that makes it seem like your character is poor. Your character is... Oh, right, yes,
Which
is when it's like spilling over the side of a mobility scooter.
When it's documentary fat, not cartoon.
Cartoon, rotund.
If you're fat, I should be able to quickly draw your body shape in about 5 seconds. I should be able to go like this.
Look,
done. And
that
should
you're
look like
a
you.
snowman. You're a snowman. 2 circles. You're 2 circles. Done.
It should have no more complications than that.
But when there's the mobility scooter and there's the sides coming down... And then there's the basket with all the Doritos in it.
Well, I think Göring was maybe saved by his execution from the mobility scooter. I think maybe the head... It's easy to judge the hedonist positively at his pomp.
Yes.
The final years of the hedonist, I think maybe don't look as good.
Charlie, what have you found? That's a very fat man on the screen.
I think this is the fattest German ever.
And his name?
Well, it's very old. This is around Nazi time.
His name is H. Feig.
1923. So this is sort of Weimar.
Wow,
Germany.
If you're fat in Weimar, Germany, what's
impressive there is that the bulge of the trousers goes out further than the bulge of the...
How do you go to the toilet?
This man does not have man boobs. He has a sort of gunt.
Yeah, he has a real... Yeah.
That's the biggest fupa I've ever seen.
For people who don't know what that is, that's a fat upper pussy area. So...
Is that what it is?
Yeah. What did you think it was?
No, I thought I knew. I didn't think it was pussy. I thought it was pubic.
Oh, I always know.
I don't think it's fat upper pussy area.
Type in what fupa is. Let's find this out right now.
I think you're getting confused.
Oh, it's pubic.
Pubic area. Yeah. I don't think there's. I'm not a biologist. Famously, I don't think there's a pussy area. I think there's a pubic area, and then below that is a pussy.
Right.
Maybe. We can't know. Sometimes I look at people that are this fat and go, I don't know what's down there.
I mean, whether it's a cock or a pussy, he has no way of knowing.
He doesn't know.
Yes.
So how should I know? You do get to a certain weight and you are gender neutral.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the story of Hermann Göring, the man who was in charge of the Luftwaffe. His mother, Fanny, came from a Bavarian peasant family.
Yeah.
His father, Heinrich Göring, was a high-ranking German diplomat and colonial official who had spent time in Haiti.
What are they doing in there?
Well, do you remember when we did Papa Doc? There was in the run-up. There was a large in World War One. The Germans were getting bothered in the Caribbean. Blutklat, all that. Hermann did not meet his parents until he was 3. Not to strip him of agency.
But you're saying there's something Freudian going on.
Very traumatic childhood. Yeah. Very traumatic childhood.
Do you think he got shouted on while he was on the loo, and that's why he did all the Nazi stuff?
We can't know. Now, the family ultimately depends on the largesse of Hermann's godfather, a man called Hermann Eppenstein. Excuse me?
Come again?
Hermann Eppenstein, who was a wealthy Jewish businessman. Excuse me? History does not repeat, but it rhymes.
Oh, what's the poem?
Eppenstein's Island, a wealthy Jewish businessman. Who is fucking Hermann Eppenstein? And what did he do for fun, crucially?
Yeah, it's a long line, isn't it?
This is the long road to Little St. James.
So,
oh wow! Now, do you know what? We're going to look at a photo of him now.
Man.
But when I've been looking at the Epstein files that have been released, just to double check I'm not in this release.
Yeah.
There's interviews of him where he's fully cross-eyed.
Who?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of aura, would you say,
Totally,
in the last...
because I went into a shop in Regent Street and I genuinely said to the guy, I said, I don't want us to sound weird. I want to dress like Jeffrey Epstein.
What?
Because I think he dressed brilliantly.
Who did you say that to?
Personal shopper in Regent Street. Because I think he looks... I think he dressed really well.
Is that a joke?
No. I think he dressed really well.
You got a personal shopper to look like Jeffrey.
No,
Gave me that Epstein.
He dressed really well. Point is that on TikTok, I get a lot of clips that are like old money.
Yeah.
Old money style. Right?
Yeah.
And I find it very aspirational. And when I look at all the photos of Jeffrey Epstein...
Play the sound. My face above the water. Like it is a
It's a vibe.
It's undeniably a vibe.
Undeniably, the man dressed well.
Wave after wave.
Okay,
slowly
look,
drifting.
But the man dressed well.
Yeah.
You know, he had a very kind of casual, rich, preppy style.
I think his deposition that came up pretty early, he held a lot of aura because it was like this. He had his glasses like this, and he was being asked about paedophilia, and he was literally like, "Why are you wasting my time?"
There's a
that
thing.
had aura.
Yeah.
But then his Steve Bannon one.
Yeah, no, he's
like, "Oh, shucks," and he becomes like a Woody Allen.
I know. Yeah.
Jewish character.
What am I meant to do? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Completely lost his aura.
Yeah, there's that second one there, Charlie. That one, he's cross-eyed, he's got shit glasses.
Because he looks like Anthony Bourdain, but then when you see him, he's like, "Ah,
yeah, well, it is.
I like 14-year-olds."
Yeah. In photos, he looks very attractive, jawline, dressed well. In this video that we're watching now, where it's interesting, it is like you've gone make Anthony Bourdain a bit pedo, and someone's just gone, well, let's just close his eyes.
And he's like, and you realise you can see that he's a nerd. Like he used to be like
and his voice
he was like a maths teacher.
Yeah.
You know, and he's always hanging out with like academics. You know, he just loves like science and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no.
So we used to be fans of Epstein, but this latest drop, we've lost a lot of respect for Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, undoubtedly. There's less good things about him than there were. Anyway,
there's less to be admired.
Yes, yeah. Look, I want to look like I could run a sex trafficking ring, but not do it.
Yeah. And he did it. He dressed with class for sure.
He did, and he had vacation homes. There's much.
Jeffrey Epstein fashion. There's a couple of really good looks.
There's much in Jeffrey Epstein's life to aspire to.
Yeah. Like what?
Like his
like that. I love this fit. This is such a casual. It's sort of
great.
like what is it? JFK Jr. or
he carries the torch of JFK Jr.
Yeah, it's just that sort of old money, classic, understated style. Look at that. So I just really like that nice blue wash jeans and a casual shirt. You don't need to make it
dad tuck.
Yeah, you don't need to make it complicated.
You know.
Just make sure every piece is high quality.
Yeah,
right?
and also, but it should look relaxed on you.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be trying too hard.
Scroll up. I mean, look, this one's great. Scroll up. Has anyone had a better night?
Oh, look at these two. Look at these two.
That's some Waruski Christmas party.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that some girls off screen are having a pretty bad night.
but let's just
let's not get bogged down in the details. They're
two blokes. You're both wearing those shirts. How amazing do you feel when you've both said we're going to wear the shirts and you've seen each other the first time? They're clean, you smell amazing.
It's Clinton, it's Epstein, they're in shiny African shirts and they're just having a great time. Is that a crime?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it turns out it is. Yeah, it turns out it is.
But
Come on.
Epstein, Göring and Epstein were both hedonists.
Yes, they were.
So there is a link.
Yeah. Can we call it hedonism?
Yeah, I'd say it's hedonism.
Well, I guess one man's hedonism is another girl's.
He wasn't a stoic paedophile.
No.
He was a hedonist. Of course, he is.
Wild paedophile. Wild man.
Greedy. No, he's greedy.
Yeah, he was.
He was incredibly greedy.
You know what?
He was a glutton.
I read all this stuff and I think, where the fuck did you do all this financing? Because your day seems to be mainly back-to-back massages from 14-year-olds.
I mean, it's amazing how well organised his calendar must be.
Efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, extraordinary. Anyway, we're talking about Hermann Göring, whose godfather, Hermann Eppenstein, a sort of early forward. My point was, there's a photo that Charlie got up of Hermann Eppenstein, and he looked cross-eyed.
He looks a bit like David Mitchell.
Much like Epstein did in his deposition. That was why I started talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, he looks like a pedo more than Jeffrey Epstein does.
Are you Epstein's lawyer?
I'm not Alan Dershowitz. Although I'd like to meet the man.
I'd like to meet
I think if this podcast ever goes down, we could use Dershowitz. I think that's the only lawyer who's going to.
Is this the worst person who ever lived? Yeah, I'll defend him.
Yeah. Anyway,
they should have got Dershowitz at Nuremberg. That would have been interesting.
I think he just born slightly too late.
Yeah.
Göring was a very intelligent boy, always loved the military, and he graduates from a military academy with a distinction. What is it, Charlie?
Göring was forced to walk around the schoolyard with a sign attached to his neck stating, "My godfather is a Jew," about this guy.
About Eppenstein?
Yeah. Who forced him? What was he bullied at school?
I think he was bullied at school.
That's interesting.
Being fat and Jewish.
There's nothing funny about that. That's very sad.
That's awful.
This podcast is anti-bullying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, there's some serious topics being covered here. We should have done a trigger warning.
We've made
trigger warning. Bullying will be mentioned during this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're listening to this and you're a bully, turn it off. This isn't for you. All right. This is a podcast where we explore the style of Jeffrey Epstein and nothing else about him.
We have no time for bullying.
No time. Stamp it out. Okay. Be kind. Yeah. That's the motto of this podcast.
Be kind first.
Be kind to everyone, whether they're a fat school kid,
fat Nazi,
or Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
everyone deserves to be treated the same.
Paedophiles, Nazis.
Come on. Yeah. Don't speak ill of the dead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Kill himself.
I mean, is there any graver sin than speaking ill of the dead?
Anyway, so in 1914, we get to the First World War. Hermann manages to escape any serious injury. It should be stressed at this point he's not fat.
He's quite a dashing young man.
Very, very attractive
Let's get
man.
young Göring, bit of a fucking
young
sexy
Göring,
piece of ass.
Let the dog see the rabbit. Young Göring.
He's mountain climbing. He's a
hell of a jawline on him.
Pilot.
Yeah. Dashing, that
very
first
piercing
photo.
eyes. Something he never loses.
Yes.
Is his very piercing eyes.
No, the window's become a bit fatter, but the piercing eyes, the view from there is astonishing. What a great man. Friend of the pod.
Two very fashionable men we've talked about so far. For different ways.
Look,
a young Göring.
Fashion does not discriminate. Okay? You can be a man accused of terrible crimes, but look good doing it.
Yeah.
Or you can be Gavin Plum.
The double whammy.
That's the other side of the coin.
Let's get Gavin Plum's fits up because let's do
a man who, and clearly, I think if you're dressing well, you're actually going to commit terrible crimes.
Yeah, I guess,
Because Gavin Plum was wearing a massive Batman t-shirt and then couldn't even be asked to get out of the sofa and genuinely attack anyone. Whereas Hermann Göring, he woke up early, he got dressed, and he thought, do you know what? I am enough.
Yeah.
I am enough, and I'll go to work today. And I haven't got a portfolio, but I'll fucking make one.
Portfolio, more like.
He's got a large minister with portfolio. Anyway.
He's hobbling in.
Who's that? Oh, Herman's here.
Yeah, the minister for portfolio.
Anyway, so he goes to the trenches and he gets rheumatism, which he then hospitalised. And it's while he's hospitalised that his friend convinces him to become his observer for flying recon missions, which now, as we discussed in our flight history series, World War I is where planes really get going. And so he starts...
Over the course of the war, I imagine.
Yeah. So he trains, he gets pilot training, he's appointed to the Jagdstaffel 5, which means the hunting squadron, and he's seriously wounded in the hip during an aerial dogfight. It takes a year to recover, but by February 17, Göring is back in the air. He's amazing. He's back. The fat man is flying. But he's not fat by this point.
Crucially,
he genuinely would not have fit in a World War I plane 5 years later.
Yeah, it would have crashed.
Yeah, and he demonstrates amazing skill. He's one of the hottest air racers that the Germans have in World War I. Yeah, look at that. He gets the Iron Cross. He received the Zechariah, the Friedrich Order, the House of Order of Hohenzollern. And he receives the much-coveted Polar Merit. Now, towards the tail end of the war, he becomes the last commander of the Red Baron's Flying Circus, or as it's known in German, the Jagdschwager, which are the colourful planes that they caused a lot of damage to the Allies.
So they were the best Air Force in World War I, would you...
I think so.
The best fighter pilots, probably.
They've been commanded by Baron von Richthofen, the Red Baron.
Which we covered in the flight series, but he had 80 air combat victories. He was
so it's called the Flying Circus because they'd carry the multicoloured planes on trains and set up in a field like a travelling circus.
Yeah.
Göring
Did they have like
is
bearded ladies flying the planes and stuff?
no,
it wasn't that sort. It wasn't like a Zippos
midgets
thing.
and gypsies. No, I think famously
Famously not.
Famously, they weren't
Hated
included.
that.
No, yeah, it's a good point actually. Would Zippo Circus? How much of them would the Nazis have tolerated?
Yeah, maybe the
gig.
sword swallower maybe is one of the only people to make it out alive.
Yeah, lion tamer maybe. Göring finishes the war with 22 claimed kills, only 17 of which were confirmed. Now the end of World War I from the German perspective is quite surprising because World War I is not like World War II. In that World War II, the war comes to you wherever you are. World War I, it's happening in a distant field.
It's like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, World War II.
Yeah, just you name it, we'll be there.
I'd like that house bombed tomorrow. Oh wow,
Brilliant,
great. World War I is
you're meeting at like a sort of neutral venue. You're meeting like Wembley.
Well, it's like if you're a citizen, if you're not in the army, it's sort of like Glastonbury in that it's in a distant field, and people come back and they're
covered in mud.
They're covered in mud, and they've got smelly feet, and they're talking about their experience. Shut up!
And they're talking about how life changing their experience was.
Shut up! Stop whining. Get back to work. Anyway, but World War I kind of sort of ends suddenly because the Germans basically just run out of machinery and stuff, and they're knackered. They're not necessarily defeated the way they are in World War II.
Yes.
So many veterans, including Hitler, start subscribing to this stab in the back myth. Can you just find out what it is in German? Because it's quite a funny German word.
Stab in the Bauch.
Stab in the Backen. There's a German word for everything.
I mean, it sounds like every German word sounds like they're saying stab in the back, so I can't imagine
it's the Dolchstoßenländer, which is a conspiracy theory that the German army wasn't defeated militarily, but betrayed by commies and Jews on the home front.
The enemy within.
The enemy within. Yeah. Göring sees himself as part of a right-wing institution linked to groups like the Stahlhelm faction, the Steel Helmet faction. That's one of the sex clubs that Charlie goes to. Quite early on, he's knocking about early 20s. Germany, crazy time. The 20s in Germany are crazy.
Yeah.
But
he's hating this. Yeah. In the 20s, it's like everyone's like non-binary, blue hair, smoking cigarettes is jazz.
Yeah. And he's a fucking, is he... No,
pull yourself together. Yeah. Shine your badges sort of vibe.
Yeah, he's me nowadays.
Yeah.
He works for a Swedish airline in 1920-21. He's hired to fly a man called Erich von Rosen back to his castle, and where he gets there, this is supposedly when he sees a swastika for the first time.
So in the film, is this like,
yeah, it lights up.
What is this?
Swastika? Swast? And this is where he meets his first wife, Karin von Kanzau. Anyway, he leaves Sweden. Then we get to the seminal meeting. This is first 20 minutes of the film.
Oppenheimer meets Einstein.
Oppenheimer and Einstein. It's Ant meets Deck.
So I didn't mean to add a bit of Jewish stank on Einstein. I feel
Einstein,
because as soon as you say Stein, it feels like
Stein.
There's something a bit like makes you feel a bit uncomfortable when
it's
someone
weird
really someone leans into the Stein.
It's weird that a German for pint is Stein, isn't it? Can I have a pint and Stein?
Something's going on
there. Oh, look at that. Charlie's got a photo up with the boys.
Look at that.
And now this will be a bit later. But,
Hitler's looking quite dashing, actually.
Why are you saying that surprise?
No, just you don't normally see him kind of on with a holiday sort of suit on.
No, a leisure suit.
Even when he's up in the Eagle's Nest or the band, where does he holiday?
Berchtesgaden.
Yeah, he's still full uniform, but you don't see him dressed like the man from Havana.
Look at his pleated pants.
Yeah,
and then this is quite a good photo that we're looking at now. This is obviously a bit later because Herman's very, very, very fat at this point. He's dressed.
He's leaning on his own fatness.
He's dressed in +2. He's got a hunting dagger and he's got a sort of big waistcoat and he's jolly. And Hitler's obviously the romantic lead.
Yes,
he's the action hero.
Yeah, he's Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca. That's what.
And Göring's like James Corden, just sort of hanging out at the back. He's John Candy. If the Nazis are bridesmaids, he's Melinda McCarthy.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy. What was her name?
Yeah, anyway. Hitler's Kirsten Wiig.
Hitler's Kirsten Wiig. Hitler's the dashing romantic lead, and then behind. So Göring meets Hitler at a Nazi party rally in 22, and obviously Hitler's a kind of this wild card. He
doesn't have a lot of
failed
clout.
painter with a tiny dick, allegedly. But Göring is an actual war hero. He's a flying ace. And so when he joins the Nazi party, he gives the Nazis a lot of legitimacy. Suddenly they're not just these mad fuckers.
These incels, yeah.
You've got
an alpha Chad.
You've got an alpha Chad, right? Yeah. So Göring gets appointed to lead the SA, which is Hitler's paramilitary organisation. And then we get to the Beer Hall Putsch, 1923, where Hitler, inspired by Mussolini's March on Rome, tries to overthrow the Weimar government. We talked about this in our Rise of the Nazi series, which you can find on Patreon, along with a lot of Nazi content.
Yes, and memorabilia.
I have just bought it's a World War II watch.
Well, do you want to show
Shout out to the patrons. One of the patrons is a watch dealer, and he found this and he said, "Do you want it?" And I said yes, and I bought it off him.
So that's explain what that watch is.
It's a German World War II Navy watch.
Okay.
It's standard issue. Yeah.
Right.
There's no insignia or symbols on it, so you can relax.
Okay, but we don't know who wore. We have no idea who wore that watch during the war.
I've got a fair idea who wore it. It's a historical artifact. If you would, the Patreon is a marketplace for ideas
for
and
sure.
Nazi memorabilia. So if you've got anything you'd like to exchange, swap, all good prices on there.
It's a sort of crackling black market for Nazi memorabilia.
It's more than just bonus podcasts. It's
a community.
It's a community
of like-minded individuals.
It's a community of traders. They've got Pokemon cards, they've got Nazi watches, whatever.
Whatever you want. Well, quite specific.
Well, you have to want something very specific. Anyway, I'm going to a wedding on Saturday, and the groom is white South African. So I figure it'll give me something to talk about with his relatives.
What do you mean by that? Is that you basically saying if they say something super racist, you can
check this out?
Yeah, you could be like all about this.
Yeah,
is it giving you a trump card?
It's my trump card. Yeah. My ace in the hole. Yeah.
Well, they try and big dick you with how racist they are.
I'm like, fucking sit down. I got a Nazi watch on. All right. What's the time? Yeah, Nazi time. Anyway, so Hitler and Göring and his allies, they have this plan to seize power in Bavaria and march on Berlin. So they burst into a beer hall in Munich and they fire a pistol into the ceiling, declare revolution. Everyone's like, yeah, all right, mate, we're just having some beers. Right, then they march, 9th of November, they march through Munich and they reach the Feldenhalle, which I've been to, is the amazing town square. Yeah, anyway. And it was on an organised tour.
Yeah.
Were
you leading the tour? Or?
No. You make it sound like I've gone on some kind of Hajj to Munich.
No, you make it sound like you've been on some sort of Hajj to Munich. Seeing as every Nazi place, you're like, yes, I've been there. Yes, I've had it. It's a lovely spot for lunch just outside there.
Well, there is a nice spot for lunch.
Can we go? Can we do Muslims crying when seeing Hajj for the first time? Can we get a video of that, please?
This is me.
This is you at the Eagle's Nest, right?
Yeah, it is.
This is you seeing the spot of Hitler's bunker. That's you. This has been going to the spot where Hitler's bunker was.
Yep, I'm holding my Nazi prayer beads. I'm in my clobber. I'm taking time off work. You got to do it once in your life, really.
You got to.
The 5 pillars of being a history fan.
It's a very emotional moment, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, they reach Feldenhalle. The police open fire. 14 Nazis are killed. Hitler is knocked over, dislocates his shoulder. The putsch collapses. Hitler's imprisoned. Göring gets shot in the groin. Devastating.
Oh my God, the amount this man's been through.
A direct hit to the Führer. Right. He then he escapes and goes to Austria. And so this is where, in recovering from his Führer bullet wound, which is not a slang for vagina, he develops a lifelong addiction to morphine, which will only end when the Nuremberg trial makes him go clean. Right. Which is why he's so slim in the trial footage.
Oh right.
He's kicked the morphine habit.
Okay, so it's like rehab.
Yeah, exactly.
Rehab where you get killed at the end.
That's why, yeah, it's not really rehab, is it? It's not trial for war crimes. Anyway, so he leaves hospital Christmas Eve 23, moves to Italy, meets Mussolini. There's just some ideas bouncing around.
Really is. There's real characters.
Chewing the fat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The great minds of the age.
When it's in terms of the Reichstag fire, when the Nazis come to power, the Göring, I think... Obviously, there's a Dutch communist called Marius van der Lubbe. We've talked about Lubbe. We've talked Lubbe Lubeson, but he gets blamed for the fire. But there's a point in Nuremberg where Göring says, well, yeah, I started the fire. So there's kind of no one ever really knows how involved he is.
It's quite clear the Nazis did it, so... It could have been Göring.
Yeah. I think it was Hermann Eppenstein.
Yeah?
I think he's behind everything.
It all roads lead back to Eppenstein.
Yeah. Anyway, this obviously transforms Germany into dictatorship. And so Göring is then appointed minister for pork polio in Hitler's first cabinet. Yeah. Göring creates the Gestapo. And this is where Göring really starts to, his personality starts to come out.
Yeah.
He's the fun Nazi. He's the high-living Nazi. He liked to call himself Der Eisen, the Iron Man, but he steadily gains weight. Gluttony, fueled by a morphine addiction, which is not, morphine's not.
Heroin addicts are normally pretty rock star.
Yeah, so what's going on with getting fat on morphine? Because I've always thought at some point morphine's my out.
Right. If you ever get too big.
If I'm getting too Göring, I'm going to
get addicted to something else.
Get a smack and I'm out. So why? It slows metabolism, increases cravings for high fat and sugary foods.
So
maybe I'm already on morphine then.
Yeah, maybe.
And reduced.
Maybe you've been microdosing morphine your whole life.
Anyway, he does start to look like a capital D. But he also
he didn't mind jokes about himself.
Which is not very Nazi.
It's not very Nazi.
No, he's got a sense of humour about himself.
Yeah, that's why it's easier to kind of get in with this guy. You can
and just to give our thick listeners a sort of vivid portrait of the. Imagine the boys are all there.
Yeah.
You're all in your uniforms. Göring comes up and you're just patting his belly.
And he's loving it.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you be careful, sir.
Oh, bad day to be a beer.
Or a Jew.
Yes, there's always the joke does always stop at some point. He's a flamboyant hedonist. He drinks, eats, and now he collects art, which we'll get into on the Patreon.
So he's got taste and class as well as being a fat pig.
Yes. There's no need to call Hermann Göring a fat pig.
Sorry. He was bullied as a child. I don't know why I'm bringing this stuff up for him.
Stop bullying. This podcast is anti-bullying. Nazis and convicted paedophile financiers. If you're going to hang them out to dry, at least give them a compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
You dressed very well. You're a disgusting paedophile.
Yeah.
But your vacation homes look lovely.
Yeah. You had a great property portfolio.
Yeah. Do you know what? Is it that hard?
Is that hard?
Is it that hard? For the sake of a man's mental health, to give him a compliment. Now, the fat pig's wife, Karen, dies young, and he names his estate Karen Hall in her memory. Karen Hall will be the place where Band of Brothers, Easy Company finds, which has got all his wine cellars. And it's this kind of mystical, it's on a lake. It's this mad sort of mansion. That,
so all the stolen art goes there?
Yeah, it's very high tall. Now, in 1935...
And the wine collection, is that all?
Yeah, huge wine collection.
That's what we talked about with the GLB episode, right?
Yeah. Now, in 1935, Göring remarries an actress called Emmy Zonnemann in a spectacular, state-style ceremony in Berlin. Who's his best man? Hitler.
Hitler's best man.
The best man speech. Blood! I'm going to stand in and all the guests are there like...
Who was your best man?
My mate Leo from university.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was great, but...
It was great. It was great.
But
it wasn't. It could have been amazing. I could have got like a hologram, like a 2-pack hologram, but it's Hitler doing the speech.
Hitler's your best man.
Hitler's your best man.
Best man.
The best man speech
is he telling stories about what you were like back in the day? Like, how funny is Hitler's best man speech?
I think it's hard to think of him.
Is he cracking jokes? But then he's relaxed. It's not. This is amongst friends.
Yeah, is he still going on? Is he still hitting the
Is he still doing
notes?
hankily crankly? Does Hitler have the comedy in him? Can you type in, was Hitler considered funny by anyone?
Based on historical analysis, Hitler was not known for having a humorous personality, but rather for being intense, paranoid, and prone to explosive rages. All right, AI overview.
Maybe he makes that way where he's really annoyed because the wife is so gorgeous. He's like fuming back.
Do you know what I love is that I've done something you always have to say if you're at a wedding, someone always has to say, "Don't the bridesmaids look lovely today?" And the idea that don't the bridesmaids look lovely today? Someone always has to say it, and it's normally the best man. Because if the groom says it, it's a bit... I had to say it at my wedding because my best man forgot.
Right.
But then I had to lean into how sort of pervy it sounds because...
why? Yeah. I mean, how do you...
You're there talking about how much you love your wife and how... Look at the bridesmaids. My God, they've dressed up nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
it's
also...
a tough one to land.
One of my wife's bridesmaids had... when my wife and I were friends and not together, she'd like pushed one of her friends in front of me as kind of a human shield.
Right.
So I'd gone on a date with her.
Right. So you got to be careful. You got to be quick, and don't the bridesmaids look lovely? You can't be like, don't the bridesmaids look
yeah, you have
lovely.
Woo! Look at the bridesmaids. yeah.
Fucking hell! What are we talking about? Where are we? Where am I?
You can't be like Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Like, bridesmaids be looking fine.
Looking fine. Look at these fine motherfucking bridesmaids. Shit.
Yeah, you can't.
Damn.
You can't do anything.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Lordy, Lord. You should be going, Lord, give me strength. Mama,
the bridesmaids. And then you just sit down and go, anyway, here's to the wife. Anyway, right. So, but Hitler is, yes, you have to say the bridesmaids look lovely.
Yeah.
So imagine Hitler said that.
Yeah.
You normally have to thank people for coming. You know, guests who've come a long way.
Do we know any other big guests? Well, I imagine it was all Nazi.
It was all the boys.
Yeah, it was the boys.
And then obviously Hitler had to organise the stag do.
Yeah, I mean,
God, what are they doing? Paintballing?
Yeah. Do you want Hitler organising it? He's not the organising guy. Who do you want being the guy who does the stag do?
Axe throwing at Jews. I mean, what's the Nazi stag do? Well,
so when picking your best man, how much are you thinking about the organisation of the stag do? Because I feel that a lot of the time there's the clear best man, but it's not always the perfect man to organise the stag do, right? But then that's just something you have to accept. You have to play it as it lies.
Charlie's got Eichmann up. I mean, in many ways, Eichmann is Göring's polar opposite. You know, Eichmann is a boring, drab functionary who, yeah, you're right, is logistics. He makes it work. Göring is all vibes, and Göring's driving to Calais to get the wine for the wedding.
Yeah,
he's doing a jolly.
But is Eichmann going to organise a stag do with enough wow factor?
No, but
you want an element of
Göring's booking the strippers,
right?
Eichmann's booking the pub. And Eichmann's letting them know there's going to be strippers, so just calm down.
Yeah,
Eichmann's putting the deposit down in his name.
Sure.
Göring's made it go in Eichmann's name, so if anything fucks up, it's his name that does it.
Yeah.
They're the boys.
Yeah.
So he's known for overeating and drinking heavily. Meals at Karen Hall would last for hours.
Of course they would.
He prefers traditional German aristocratic cuisine. Charlie, can we just Google what that is?
I'm surprised you haven't.
And a pronounced sweet
You
tooth.
ask what everyone eats.
Yeah. Several accounts mention him snacking on chocolates between meals. I mean, this is...
Can you type in what does Göring eat, right?
Because it's the most stereotypically fat German is to have a meal and then to just... chocolate? My
personal love of chocolate, genuinely, I don't want it too complicated. I like Lindt milk chocolate. I like it to feel like a Nazi is teasing me. That what chocolate would they get out if they're like, and so if you want to tell me the information, would you like a piece of chocolate? You know, what would he pull out? It would be like a plain bar of milk chocolate, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that. That is the German chocolate is kind of what I like the most.
So his favourite dish supposedly was Vietnamese schnitzel.
Okay.
His favourite restaurant, Führer.
Is that still?
Let's book it now. Christmas party.
They like to move to Madrid. Interesting.
But chocolates in between meals. He alternates between. He obviously balloons up and down. Is Führer still there?
Yeah, still there.
It's still there.
4.6 out of 5.
Top jaw.
Let's go on images.
That's where I'm going. If I ever do a Top Drawer interview, I'm like, yeah, you got to check this place out.
Göring's
favourite restaurant. Looks lovely.
Yeah, you can see this sort of fare. Yeah.
It's tableside, silver service, white tablecloths. You know, I always, even if I'm not drinking, I have to have chocolate after a meal.
You got
Not after a meal, that's mad. At the end of the day. Not after every meal. Breakfast chocolate.
Yeah, see, like the Wonka bar with Augustus Gloop. That's
Göring. Yeah. So he's obviously massively into art, which we'll get into on the Patreon. Now his clothing is phenomenal because he promotes himself to Rice Marshal in 1940, a rank created specifically for him. And what he likes about this is he gets to design his own uniforms. So all the fucking medals, sashes. Germans or head of the army had like a baton, which is quite a gay thing to. I've got a little stick, which means I'm the head of the whatever. But he'd walk around waving his little stick, and he'd customize it himself with like jewels.
What like when you put widgets in Crocs? You know, there's like
it is like that. It is. He would have ornamental cloaks, capes. He's a big fan of fancy dress, silk dressing gowns. velvet embroidery. You know, you've seen the photo of Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and Ghislaine.
It looked like a good time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
You know, is that criminal nowadays?
No one's being judgmental there, are they?
Nah. Look at this.
Yeah, come on. You could say some pretty loose things with this lot.
I'm having a great time with this lot. I'm having a great time. Weinstein's in a tux. Epstein's got the Gaddafi sailor suit on. Ghislaine's got a big old fucking
Venetian mask.
Yeah. You know, they're having a laugh.
Yeah. I mean, I think small talk would be fun with them. You know.
Yeah.
You're skipping small talk.
Spacey's there.
Come on.
Can a man not have mates? Anyway, so there's photos of him in like a medieval hunting costume. The Italian foreign minister once noted Göring was wearing a fur coat that looked like what a high-grade prostitute would wear.
That's funny.
He changed costumes several times throughout the evenings.
That's okay. So he's like a chick, basically.
But Göring is a kind of, as a Nazi archetype, I think, is the sort of the highly intelligent, pleasure-loving, cunning, evil genius.
Yeah,
that's Göring. You know, the other ones, Hitler is obviously crankety, schrankety, schnankety.
Yeah.
And then Himmler is like a sort of snotty little swat.
Also, he was pretty neurotypical, wasn't he? And the rest, they all seem to have something cooking.
Yes.
There's a lot of ADHD, there's a lot of autism. He seems to be one of the only people who's cooking clean in that sense. Not in actual sense. He's cooking with a lot of butter, I imagine.
So, now, for the crucial thing Charlie, what have you just Googled?
Down syndrome Nazis.
Did you find anything?
No.
Right.
We'll keep looking.
We'll keep looking. Don't worry. Breaking news. Breaking news. We found a Down syndrome Nazi. Anyway, now...
It doesn't really work, though.
No, it doesn't.
Because they're nice.
Also, Nazis...
I think
Nazis
it's more...
famously exterminated Down syndrome.
It's more the other way around.
Yeah. But not Down syndrome people.
The question would be...
Too nice to be Nazi.
Did any Down syndrome person in Nazi Germany trying to avoid being killed manage to sneak in and blend in? That's the real question. Did one of them slip through the cracks?
He looks like he could be Down syndrome.
A Down syndrome Nazi just at the end of the line like this. Just eating ice cream. Yeah. We can't know. We can't know. But we can hazard a guess. So we need to, for the sake of the rest of this series, we need to get to the Luftwaffe because this is the crucial thing Göring does is that he is put in charge of the initially secret rearmament program. So in the Treaty of Versailles, no planes are allowed. Yeah. Which is why they start producing rockets, which we dealt with in our space race series.
The V1 and V2 ended up coming out.
So in 1935, the Luftwaffe has been started secretly, but is now publicly acknowledged with Göring as the Reich aviation minister.
Yeah.
I think as everyone's getting ready for war, they're like, the next war's going to be fought in the air big time. World War One, there've been Zeppelin raids and dropping bombs from Zeppelins.
Quite a lot of bombs on London in World War One that I didn't realise.
Yeah.
But
now the whole point of the Luftwaffe is that it's speed and it's meant to secure air superiority that allows the Blitzkrieg to happen. So it will attack enemy forces, infrastructure,
the Luftwaffe
industry.
Also, the bombers are part of the Luftwaffe as well, right?
Yeah. Luftwaffe just means the Air Force.
Yeah.
At the start of the war, Germany has just over 4,000 aircraft. They've got the bombers, they've got the fighters, the Messerschmitts, they've got the dive bombers, the Stukas. We'll get into all this with Al Murray, who I will warn you now knows...
the Stukas in World War One?
No, I don't think so. He knows a lot about machinery.
Yeah.
Women, hold on to your pants.
Yeah.
In the next episode...
It might be too much for us even.
They're flying off.
It might be like, maybe I'm gayer than I thought I was.
Yeah.
We might.
Exactly.
We might turn out that we might come out as non-binary.
Al Murray was going to outstraight us, and I'm worried that I might be a bit bi, actually. Because even for me, the amount that he knows about World War II machinery is too much. So I don't want to... I'm just putting a trigger warning out there now.
Yes. Alongside
the bullying that contained in this discussions of bullying.
Have some sort of moistening agent to make sure that you don't have a permanently dry vagina.
For life.
For life.
Terminal dry vag.
You're going to have to be constantly moisturising down there because I think you can actually damage it.
It could fully close up with the amount of machinery that's going to be discussed in the next part. Against my will, I will say. I will do my best to try and get Al onto the narrative and the characters.
Somebody put loads of salt on an oyster and it will...
Yeah. It's like killing a slug. Yeah. Anyway, so the Luftwaffe is Göring's baby, and Göring and Hitler, Anton Deck, fish and chips, strawberries and cream.
Yeah.
They're the boys.
Yeah.
They're best mates.
Yeah.
Right.
Defoe and Crouch.
Defoe and Crouch. Big man, little man. So, the invasion of Poland begins on the 1st September 1939, as we know. That day, Hitler names Göring his official successor.
So he is number 2.
He's number 2.
Yeah, and I guess that's how important the Air Force is, that the head of the Air Force is number 2 in the whole system.
I think the Air Force is the most Nazi part of the army.
Because they're like eagles. It's like, it just feels very like...
But also,
they're coming from the skies!
But because they're Göring, they're Göring's guys.
Yeah.
Right, so I think... This is another thing I said to my wife to justify the watch. Okay. In terms of the sort of passionate Nazis... Air Force was the most, then the Army, then the actual Navy, who weren't that bothered.
Navy's a bit gay.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a gay watch, if anything.
Yes. Yeah.
So
you're like an ally. Right, this is LGBT, isn't it?
Yeah, me a gay pride. Yeah, look, I like you lot. I like you lot.
I love the culture.
I got a Kriegsmarine watch.
It's a Nazi Navy watch.
It's a Nazi watch, but it's from the Navy. You know what they say? In the Navy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, the Luftwaffe is one of the world's most advanced air forces by 1939. The Stuka dive bomber, which is terrifying. The sound of it. It's where the TIE fighter from Star Wars noise comes from. Terrifying. This would basically just go into a full dive and bomb at a very low altitude. And the Luftwaffe operations are decisive in Poland and Norway and Belgium in particular. There's these 2 missions in particular that... scary. Do you know what? On the way back from my gig last night...
That is scary.
I mean, women's are drying up. My arse is tingling at that.
Loosening.
That's like me when I see a curry menu. That's the noise my stomach's making. There are these 2 operations at the start of the war that are very, very terrifying for the Allies. Not the gay Allies.
Yes.
Sorry, we should say in World War II there are...
Call yourself an ally?
Yeah.
Where's your flag?
Can I be part of the Axis? Can we make that thing?
What is the opposite of the Allies?
The opposite of the Allies.
I think you already are, Finn.
Yeah. Like I did it in my bio.
Right, I'm Axis. Yeah.
Anyway, so there are these 2 particular victories. Now, there's the one in Norway where the German paratroopers, or in German, Fallschirmjäger, they basically just fall out of the sky and seize these airfields, which means that that's the reason why they're able to take Norway despite the massive British Navy. Because we did this in the Dunkirk series.
Superiority.
Yeah, they just drop troops behind all the mountainous terrain and take the airfields. Then they control Norway, which kind of cuts out the middleman with the Navy.
Yeah.
There's also this impregnable fort in Belgium, which I guess it sounds like a tautology. Yeah. But Fort Eben Emael.
Sounds like a big chocolate cake.
Massive stack of profiteroles or something. Anyway, this one, they paratroopers fall from the sky at night, and then they all have special bombs, depth charges or whatever, and they blow all the guns out of the fort, and then when the infantry arrive, it's kind of unprotected and they can take it. But this is the first time that like they're showing that you don't have to just do a siege.
Yes.
Even in World War I, like the siege of Verdun, it was all very traditional. 4-4-2.
Yes.
2 banks of 4.
So this is 4-3-3. This is more fluid. This is kind of Dutch. Yeah.
This is total football. Yeah. It's total warfare. It's flying the right back in, and suddenly the right back's in front of goal.
And
that's
I think
the right
in
back.
Poland, I don't know which, maybe it was Warsaw, that they like leveled with bombs from the air, and that's basically the first time that had really happened like that.
Yeah,
that was a complete annihilation of a city, and no one had ever seen anything quite like it in any war.
Yeah,
that level of destruction.
So the Luftwaffe is, Göring's loving it. He's a cultured man. He's loving it. The Luftwaffe is his thing.
Yeah, and
I think he sees the Luftwaffe as the main reason for all the early success. Because there's
infighting between the Nazis, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army.
Yeah,
right?
they're never.
'Cause
They're never.
They're all vying for Hitler's affection and attention.
Yeah. And Goering's like, well, I made you my best man.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
so for the spring 1940 campaigns, the fall of France is the kind of peak of Luftwaffe's prestige. In 6 weeks, Germany shatters Europe's strongest land army. We dealt with this in Dunkirk. The French were mainly underground, eating cheese and drinking wine. But the Luftwaffe made that blitzkrieg possible because it destroys all the bridges and rail hubs. It disrupts communications. It basically strafes positions so that then this quick mechanized vehicles can come through. And so this is where Göring starts to get very high on his own supply. He's also on morphine.
He's high
literally. He's high
on a supply of
he's
morphine
and cream and pork. But their role in collapsing France feeds this belief that air power alone can break any opponent. What is it, Charlie?
If you're on morphine while doing a war, because it makes you feel like very euphoric.
Morphine.
Yeah, morphine. What is that? Would it not make you kind of think I should fuck off? The war should stop.
No, it's not MDMA.
Yeah, it's not any.
I love you, man.
Me, I fucking love
it's not Nazis
you.
and MDMA.
Let's
Me, I
just
fucking
chill.
hate you. I hate
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna kill you, man.
Yeah, no, you're not
I hate your
bayoneting
entire
someone.
race, man.
Because if the Nazis were all on MDMA, then I would imagine
I want to stop the war.
they'd just played football.
Well, yeah, but that's what that guy, that historian who wrote Blitz, says. Norman Meyer is his name.
Mela.
Yeah, he basically says that if they had all been on a different... he says that you should really frame World War II, the start of it, as speed versus red wine.
Yeah.
And speed, like rock, paper, scissors, speed will always beat red wine.
Right.
But I guess to take that to a logical extension, yeah, if the Auschwitz guard had been on MDMA, then the camp would have been like somewhere you go on a Saturday. So, by June 1940, it's the montage. Hitler's in Paris.
Yeah. Memories.
We'll always have Paris.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than this. The boys are looking around Paris. Hitler hates Paris. One of many things
Not today.
see eye to eye with him on.
Yeah.
He's
Today
knocking
he
about.
loves Paris. Today, this is a Paris you could get behind.
Hey, Paris for me lost its charm when it was liberated in 1944.
No, not N-words in Paris. Well, I guess it is N-words
It's Nazis in Paris. It is.
So this is Göring and Hitler.
Jay-Z and Kanye West. Nazis in
Motherfucker's going to fire me.
Nazis in Paris.
Motherfucker's going to fire me.
Yes, it is. It's the original N-words in Paris. Göring and Hitler.
That shit, great.
So it's July 1940. Now, Britain stands alone. Now, we talked about Operation Sea Lion, which is the possible invasion of Britain. But in order for this to actually happen, the Royal Air Force would have to be destroyed. And so the Luftwaffe sees itself, and Göring sees himself now as the main character in the war. He tells Hitler, he goes, I'm going to sort this out for you. My boy, you're my best man.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Well, main character even more than Hitler, you think?
Militarily,
Right.
he's like, it's the Luftwaffe that's doing all this.
Yeah.
We're the reason the army and the navy can do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
If you want to invade Britain, I'm going to do it for you. So he sort of thinks Operation Sea Lion might not happen. But remember, at this point, the Nazis are basically like, if we can knock Britain out, then they'll come to terms.
And they've been on the form of their life. It's win-win-win.
They're on a hot streak.
Yeah.
So Göring convinces Hitler that he could destroy the RAF by the middle of September. He said, I'll do it in a week, mate.
Yeah.
Right. And he says that no bomber can reach Germany. And he says, if an enemy bomber reaches the Ruhr, then my name is not Göring. You may call me Meyer.
Is that just another person's name?
That's another German name.
Right.
Yeah. It's
it
a Jewish last name.
Right.
So they were funny.
Yeah. They were funny.
That's funny stuff.
But that's kind of, that has anti-Semitic connotations.
Well, now it does.
Yeah.
But at the time, you've got to remember that comedy is a product of its time.
Yeah.
And 1939...
I don't know. I just think that implies something that I
think
don't
you're taking
like.
it out of context.
Okay, fine.
I think taking it out of context. It's comedy.
Yeah.
Stop reading into it.
Sorry.
Words aren't bullets.
Yes.
They can sometimes be followed by bullets very quickly. He says, no enemy bomber can reach the Ruhr, and if it reaches the Ruhr, I'm not Göring, I'm Meyer. I'm a Jew. And everyone goes, ha, 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 ha.
I mean, his mum was shagging a Jew.
As well. You know, his godfather was Jeffrey Eppenstein or whatever.
So
his name
maybe
was.
that was his way of saying, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
What is a pullback and reveal?
So
now that's funny.
No, there's
That's
cosmically. That's comedy. That is funny. In our next episode, we will be joined by ladies. Start the lubrication now. We'll be joined by Al Murray, the governor, the landlord, an actual historian. He of Goalhanger Stable. The Ewoks are finally attacking the Death Star. That episode and the next episode about the Blitz are already on the Patreon, where for £3 a month, you too can offer to sell me Nazi memorabilia. I will only accept it from Patreons. That's my pitch for this week. If you've got Nazi
If you
memorabilia,
want to sell to Finn, you must join the Patreon first.
I will only accept Patreon.
It's part of your trading license.
So I don't care. It is a trading license. I don't care if you've got a massive Nazi eagle in your attic. Join the Patreon to open up communications with me.
There's way these things are done.
Yes,
right?
you need a license to sell
follow
that.
proper.
There's protocol.
Protocol.
That's all on the Patreon, and Al will stick around. We'll do a bonus episode with him. It's a big week for dads. Ladies, I apologise for what's about to happen. It's going to get technical. We'll see you on Thursday, if not, for the Battle of Britain with Al Murray. Goodbye.
Goodbye.